flip, literally. You know, you just go crazy. But you found a way for yourself to handle it, be very, very aware of what you're doing, the way you represent yourself. Are you the kind of guy that thinks about everything that he does ever since the success came, or the, how do you say it?
Awareness.
Yeah, the awareness came?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I take pride in everything that I get myself into. I know a lot of people, you know, in the beginning, I kind of approached the whole music thing very, very differently, because I didn't want the obvious song that was the obvious hit or the obvious thing that would be on radio to be the first song. I really wanted people to get into the album as a whole, and by putting out a very popular song, sometimes that defeats the purpose, even though it gets more people to be, you know, interested in all that. It was more of a, it's kind of like a surfacey sort of thing when everybody's just down for you because, you know, every radio station in the world is either playing you or what have you. So I kind of went about it a different way, and even with press and all that stuff, I always want to know what I'm doing, because it's very important to pay respect to, obviously, to the actual, you know, a show or magazine, to even just be aware of the person. I don't like to walk in, like, you know, before I even sat here, why would I want to walk in and not even know, you know, everything about my music? You've read everything about who I am. Why should I have the same? I mean, I just look at it as paying you respect by being aware of who you are. Whereas I know most people are like, don't understand that.
Are you afraid that people might think, well, you know, that you're a little bit big-headed and, well, I want to know who I'm talking to, or else I'm not talking to this person?
Oh,
people
no.
might think you've got...
Maybe, you know, I mean, I can't worry about what people think, because I mean, ultimately, I pay the ultimate price for my career. I mean, everyone is around to help do this and do that and help, I guess, create more awareness in respect to me, but I'm my own person, and it's very important that people flow within my energy, you know. And like, obviously when I saw what you were doing, and, you know, I know Lauren, I know the Fugees, you know, I mean, it's just good to hang with people that are going to bring out the best in who you are. I mean, it's very difficult for me to speak anyway, because I'm always so nervous about, you know, maybe messing up or saying something really stupid.
And you ever mess up if you're just being yourself? Because it's the same for me. When I have to do an interview, I always go like, okay, am I going to ask the right questions, and what should I ask, and what can I say, and what can I say? But then if that's the way I try to look at it, can I mess up if I'm just being myself? I could ask a stupid question, but it's a question that I would really like to have answered.
No, you know what, you're right, but you're right about being, you know, you can't ever really mess up if you're just naturally being who you are. But I mean, my forte is to make music. It's not to really speak about myself. I mean, I don't think that I'm really that interesting, so it's really difficult
I think a lot of people now are just watching and just listening to everything you're saying, because it's like I said to the Fugees, you know, you have an album out, you put yourself on the spot whether you like it or not. And the album brings out feelings, and everybody that listens to it, because this is really true what I'm about to say. As soon as I heard your album the first time, everybody I know, I had to tell them, you have to go and get this album. You have to go and get this album. And everybody I talked to had the same kind of, well, it just brought up emotions, the way you meant it to, I think. And then, you know, if you have a chance to talk to the artist, you want to know, like, am I getting the right message, or am I going with the right flow? Am I hearing it the way you want me to hear it?
Well, thank you very much, by the way.
It's true. Everything I say is true.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Isn't it like...
Sometimes, you know what, I'll give you a reason why. Sometimes I believe in that to a certain degree, but to a certain extent I don't. And the reason why I always initially didn't really want to do everything in the world was because I didn't want to impose my view. You know what I mean?
But you've already done that.
You think so?
As soon as the album's in the stores, and when I bought the album when I was over in America last summer, And as soon as I came at the airport, the first person I talked to, I didn't know, maybe it was somebody working at the customs service, I don't know. Did you hear the Maxwell album yet? You know, it's really true.
No, but what I mean, and I see what you're saying, but what I mean is I want people to put their lives on this music. I want them to apply themselves and their experiences. You know, I think it's important. That's why I'm not even on the cover. That's why it's a real generic kind of energy. And the only reason why I made it generic was because I really wanted, you know, somebody in Utah or someone in Holland or someone anywhere in the world to put themselves in that situation, to put the woman that they wanted to put in the shoes on the cover, or to be the woman in the shoes on the cover. It was very important to me to give away the art to the person, and not, because it's like when you finish the music, it's free, it's something. And I think that the weight of any great piece of work is that you can apply yourself on it. You know, any great album that I listen to, I don't think about Barry White when I'm playing Barry White. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think about, you know.
Yeah, okay, you tell me later. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
And that's kind of why I never wanted to explain it as much or get in the way of getting specific and detailed about my experience, because I feel like I've gone through the therapeutic process of what that album meant, and it's even become something more than just a female to me. It's become more, you know, my relationship with God and my belief system, you know. So I just wanted people to have that.
When you say therapeutic, does it mean you made the album for yourself?
Yeah, initially, I think that everything I do from the day that I die will always be to heal myself. Because I think
People might think that's kind of like egocentric, or, you know, when you put it that way. I'm sure that's not the way. I know it's not the way you mean it, but people might misinterpret that when you say that.
Well, I mean, I can't begin a record trying to imagine someone else's experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it won't be real at all if I'm just thinking about what I think someone would go through if I haven't gone through it. I think that what makes something really real to someone is they can relate to the pain that the actual person has gone through.
But where does it leave you by, let's say, if you wanted to do another album?
In what respect? I'm sorry.
The album, this album, The Hang Sweet, is like a personal experience. And it's something that you went through. Every word it's on the album is something that you went through and you felt and you thought. If you wanted to do another album, I mean, is it necessary to, just like I already asked, to have pain or to go through love sickness or inner war or whatever, in order to be able to keep on creating? If you're happy, would you be able to make music if you had been happy all your life and you had a nice and easygoing childhood and everything was going for you, had the perfect wife, the perfect baby? Would you be able to make music?
I probably would, but I don't think it would be, I don't think it would have what it has. And I don't know what that is, if that's good or not. That's for you out there to decide, but I just don't think it would. I don't know. I mean, that's not, I can't even go there, because I mean, that's not what my life is. So I can only work on thinking about what it really is to be who I am, and trying to see, because it's like with music, like what music did to me is it gave me control in some strange, weird way, because like if I had a fight with my girlfriend or something, I could write a song about it, play it and play it and play it, or stop it. I could fast forward through the emotion, I could rewind back, I could manipulate what I was going through. So that's what happened. That's what Urban Hang Suite is, strangely enough. It's just an isolated incident that drove me mad. So I just kind of like look at it and I just go, okay, yep, that's what I went through with that. And I mean,
do you relive that every time you go on stage?
And to a certain extent, I do. I really do. I really kind of, and I do it with the audience. It's like the entire audience is like, I see the entire audience as this entity. I don't want to say woman, or, because I mean, of course, there are guys in the audience, and that's very difficult. But I'll say that I kind of like, they all play the part of this one thing. And I think that that's how the show was presented very much to everyone when we do it.
I think for a guy that was really shy, and I understand that when you get on the stage and you do your thing, you're you and you express yourself better. But isn't it hard to deal then with a live audience because they take so much from you, they want so much from you, they're really demanding?
No, you know what? They give me so much. All those people who come, I mean, because, you see, I feel like the people who have bought my record haven't been influenced by, I mean, I can't say they haven't been influenced by media or, you know, the information givers of the world, but I can honestly say that a lot of people have heard it from someone or heard it in a situation, or, I mean, that so many people walk up to me and they're like, Maxwell, you know, I bought your record when nobody cared about what you were doing, and so there's such a great connection because so many people feel like I'm this major underdog. Like I walk down the street, right, and I'll be on one block and somebody will walk up to me and go, oh, you know, man, look, I love your record. It's gonna pick up. Trust me. You know, they have no real idea that. But it's really funny that I find it so endearing that people think that I'm that hard up and that no one knows. That like everyone thinks they're the only one.
That you're really urban in the way that, in the real, how do you say, the real meaning of the word.
Yeah, that it's really their little secret, and that's what's so absolutely wonderful, and that's why I'm so happy I listened to God when I heard that I should put out something very unobvious. Because if I had put out Ascension, or if I had just put out something, it would have gone into this you know, this everybody knows it energy. So I'm really pleased about that.
Well, I'm sure we could just sit here and talk for hours or maybe for days, but
could we?
Yeah. We'll just tell everybody to go home and just
all right, bye-bye.
Sit here and go on. And they don't have to know everything we talk about, right?
No.
Yeah, I feel the same. Well, anyway, time's up, though. I want to thank you very much for coming over here.
Thank you for having
this
me.
conversation. And, well, I just hope that anytime you're in the neighborhood, you just come see me.
I will.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Oh, my God.
Take care, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.